So, welcome to our fourth episode of our Desert Island Disc. We are joined today by one of my colleagues, Helen Barr. So today we're going to go through how we've done it with Will and Tom and Jane. It's going to be an introduction, a quick fire round, three songs, the two books, the one items, and then a few questions after. So Helen, do you want to tell everyone what your role is at Imperial and what you do?
So I'm an active lifestyle instructor at Imperials. So I teach lots of the classes with the other lifestyle instructors. And maybe Leisha, you can get them on the show.
Yeah, I will.
So we take obviously a range of classes from spin, circuits, SW7 classes, which is our new gym that we've got downstairs. And yeah, that's about it really. We do loads of different things.
Perfect. And I'm sure you've all seen Helen running up and down and in the gym, in the studio. So yeah, bit of a busy bee. So we're gonna go into your quick fire round. Okay, so let me just grab the questions up. So these are a few questions, kind of quick fire that we'll get to know Helen a bit more. So right, are you ready, Helen?
I'm ready.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Neither.
Oh, you've got to pick one.
Tea?
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Cat or dog?
Oh, that's a hard choice. I've got cats and dogs. I'm gonna get cat.
Okay. Call or text?
Text.
Cardio or weights?
Weights.
Early morning or late nights?
Late night.
Bath or shower?
Shower.
Sweets or chocolate?
Sweets.
Passenger or driver?
Passenger.
TV or book?
A book.
Horror or comedy?
Horror.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Beer or wine?
Beer.
Hair up or hair down?
Hair up.
And the last one, working alone or working in a team?
Working in a team.
Working in a team. Cool. So if anyone wants to buy Helen a treat, she likes sweets, just put it out there. Perfect.
Scrunchy,
Thank you.
maybe.
Scrunchie for your hair up. You do like your scrunchies, yeah.
I
Helen
do.
often wears some colourful ones every day. So yeah, sweets and scrunchies are more than welcome, Helen. So we are going to go into your three songs. So what I'll do, I'll play a little clip of each one, and you can tell everyone what the artist is, what the song, and why you've chosen this. Okay?
Yep.
Perfect. So that's your first song, Helen, and what is that and why?
Everybody's probably going to laugh at this, but it's Elton John,
Yeah.
Tiny Dancer. So my nan, she really likes Elton John, and me and my nan are very close. And because of the fact that she likes Elton John, I just think I started getting on the bandwagon of liking him. And this is probably on my playlist all the time. I listen to it every day, and it's just one of them songs that you can sing as loud as possible. And obviously everybody at Move knows that I like to sing, and I think I'm the best singer out of all of us. So that's why I've chosen that song, and I just think the lyrics are nice as well.
Perfect. And I didn't realise it's actually a 6-minute song. It's
Yeah,
a really
it is
long
so
song.
long. Yeah.
When I was getting the clip, I thought this is one of the longest songs I think I know, but it is a really good song.
It's nice. I like that one.
Okay, so we're gonna go on to your second song.
I like that.
Grips on your legs, front way, back way. You know that I don't play. Streets not safe, but I never run away, even when I'm away. OT, OT, there's never much love when we go OT. I pray to make it back in one piece. I pray. That's why I need a witness, got a Hennessy.
Perfect. And what is your second song?
So that's Drake, One Dance.
Yeah.
This reminds me of being back at uni, which I miss quite a lot. But obviously, it's nice to get working and not do all the work of uni. And it reminds me of going out, getting ready with the girls, you know, having a few drinks. And I think that's why I like it. And every time we used to go out, the girls were like, "Oh my God, it's Drake, One Dance, Helen, it's your song." And that's just what it reminds me of. And hopefully the clubs will be able to open soon, so I can go part of that song.
I think anyone, like, obviously I went to uni. I think a lot of people who did go to uni, there's always that one song that you think, "Oh, whenever I listen to that, it reminds you of going out
Yeah.
or getting ready or something." And that's a really good memory to. It's like a trigger memory to have.
Definitely, yeah. I really like it.
And we'll play your third song.
I won't wear makeup on Thursday. I'm sick of covering up. I'm tired of feeling so broken. I'm tired of falling in love. Sometimes I'm shy and I'm anxious. Sometimes I'm down on my knees. Sometimes I try to embrace all my insecurities. So I won't wear makeup on Thursday. 'Cause who I am is enough.
And what is your last song, Helen?
This is Jess Glynn, Thursday, and I chose this song because Jess Glynn's one of my favourite singers, and I think this is quite personal for the fact that, like, when I was at uni and college, I used to wear like makeup all the time and go out with makeup, and it's believing that you can go out and you can go without not wearing makeup and, you know, just being yourself. And I think the lyrics, like, once you start listening to that song, the lyrics kind of resonate with, I suppose, most girls, boys, if they want to wear makeup. And yeah, I think it's just one of those that's quite an uplifting song when you're feeling a bit down, to be able to put it on and makes you feel a bit better about yourself.
Yeah, I think with the whole social media at the moment, that young people are massively influenced by people wearing makeup, and they think they have to look a certain way. I think it's really good for an artist to bring out a song like that, for like you said, it resonates with people, that they don't have to wear makeup just because everyone else does.
Yeah, I think that's very good.
Yeah, and I went to see Spice Girls last year, and Jess Glynn was their warm up, and I think she's one of the best people I've ever heard live.
Yeah, she is so good. Like, I saw her, first time I saw her was at Gloucester Rugby, where she played like an outdoor concert.
Yeah.
And then I went to Bournemouth and I saw her at Bournemouth, and honestly, like, when she sings from the heart, as if every song has a meaning to her, and I really like her. She's so good.
Yeah, and it's as though she doesn't sound any different live as she does to, like, when it's been recorded.
No,
She's a very good artist.
yeah, she's really good.
Perfect. Thank you for them songs. It's really, I do like interviewing people, because it's weird how them songs resonate with everyone, and why it affects you and how it does. So thank you for that.
It's all right.
So we're going to come on to the book. So what is the first book that you, so who is the author, what is it called, and what has it taught you most in life?
Oh, so this was a hard choice to choose my books, because obviously over lockdown I've been reading so many books. I think I'm on book 25.
Yeah, we'll just say that Helen reads about 18 books a week. So I can imagine this is quite hard for Helen to pick.
But one of my favourite books is by Henry Fraser, and it's called The Little Big Things. So basically, it's about this guy who was an up and coming rugby player, and he went to Portugal or somewhere like that on holiday with his friends, and basically he jumped into the sea and it was too shallow, and obviously he became paralyzed from the neck down, and now he's in a wheelchair. And it's an autobiography, and it's about his life, and how obviously he had to realize that he was in a wheelchair, and how everyday tasks were quite hard for him to do. And I really liked the book because it wasn't just like, he spoke about everything that was going wrong with him, like obviously being in the hospital, then his rehab stages, and where he is now. And I just think, for somebody to be so fit and healthy, then to become, you know, so dependent on other people. I think it just shows that, you know, even if you are dependent on other people, you can still live your life, and you can still find ways to, you know, still be yourself, but in a different kind of way. And it gave me a different outlook on life and the whole experience of people who are living with disabilities, and what it's like to be, you know, to be one of them, and for people to judge them in obviously different ways that they do. And honestly, he's got another book coming out, and I ordered it the other day because I just wanted to read what this other book was. But he's incredible. Like, now he's in a wheelchair and he does paintings with his mouth, and the paintings are incredible. What he does, unbelievable. But I think it's more of the fact that, like, nowadays we need to learn more about people who are living with disabilities, because for us, we just go about our daily lives, you know, we're able to do everything else. And I think, I just think it's one of those books that stays with you for a while, especially when he talks about how hard it was, obviously being a budding young rugby player, to not be able to do that again.
I think it's one of those things that you obviously take for granted because you don't know any different. And for someone who was at, you know, a professional level, and then for that to happen, it must be quite hit you quite psychologically. For you, that's now your life. But what's the book called, sorry, again?
It's called Henry Fraser, The Little Big Things, and it's got some really good quotes as you go through. And obviously he's got another book out that's is already out, and it speaks about his mental, like, well-being and stuff. I haven't read it yet, but obviously once I do, I'll let you know.
Perfect. And what is your second book, and what has it taught you most in life?
I can't remember who the author is of this second book, but it's called The Last Stop Auschwitz.
Okay.
And
I'll quickly Google it to see who the
thank you.
No worries.
And basically it's this book that was written, it's one of the last remaining books that were written about Auschwitz. And it's basically about this guy who obviously ends up in Auschwitz, and he gets split up from his wife, and it's about his journey, and it has little sections about his wife's journey. And I just think, you know, for people, millions of people, to go through that and to come out at the end knowing that they survived something so brutal and horrendous, is just amazing. And like, for me, I quite like learning about history, and my dad's very into, you know, learning about history because he was in the army, etc. And it was like harrowing, some of the details that he'd put into this book. And I just think, you know, for somebody to survive that, there is hope in the world for everything, obviously because we're going through the pandemic, etc. And it was just an incredible read. I'd highly recommend that to anybody.
It's the author is Eddie Wind.
So he is basically the guy who wrote the book, so it's his biography. And I think they've tried to get the details as close to everything as possible. But it's another incredible book that I really, really liked.
It's it's kind of one of those things that it was so brutal, but you also want to know what happened. It's you know, you want to kind of forget it, but it's part of history, so no one ever will. And to read about it and think that actually happened, it's quite brutal. Perfect. Well, thank you for your books.
It's okay.
So the if you were stuck on a desert island, what one item would you take and why?
For me, it definitely have to be sun cream, because factor 50. Because I'm quite pale, and even being out in the sun in England, I always get burnt. So, you know, it's gonna be hot on that desert island. So I was like, I need some sun cream to take with me.
You need a bit of protection on there. Perfect. Very, very good item. So I think I say this every single time I interview people. This is what I think everyone's tuning in for. So, what 3 members of the Move Imperial team or college, who you would take on your desert island, and why would you take these individuals? And when you say, for example, you say someone's name, just say what they do at Imperial as well.
Okay, so the first person I'd take is Jack.
Okay, and what does Jack do?
I can't
Oh, Jack, that's right. So Jack's our ethos centre manager. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I actually didn't know that, so I've learned something new. I probably should have known that.
Fine.
So I take Jack only because he has the snacks, and you know, if I'm going to survive on this desert island, I need all the snacks I could get. To be fair, and I just love snacking.
Can you just explain the snacks for those who don't know what we're on about?
So underneath Jack's desk, he has a bag,
Right.
which is full of everything and anything. So like he's got lion bars in there, he's got Rolos, he's got like these fruit pastel, like Fox's fruit glassy mints, aren't they?
Yeah.
Literally, it is like his own sweet shop he's got. And every time everybody's in the office, we're all just like, Jack, where are the snacks? You know, you've got any lion bars? And everybody's just raided Jack's snack box. So yeah, I definitely take Jack, and because I love a good snack.
Yep.
The second person I take is Ben.
Okay, what does Ben do?
So Ben is an active lifestyle instructor, the same as me. So obviously he teaches classes and does SW7, etc. I take him because obviously he's been on his sabbatical this year. And I think he'd be very good at knowing what's going on, you know, maybe how to get off the desert island. And he's really funny, so you'd have some good banter to take, you know, to take with him. And the last person would probably be you, Leisha.
Oh, thank you. We haven't set this up, by the way.
It'd probably be you, because when we're at Imperial, all we do is chat about what's happening on Netflix. Not that we'd be able to watch Netflix when we were on there. You know, we'd have a good selection of books, hopefully, to take with us that we could,
like a book club. So those who obviously don't work in our office, me and Helen, we watch a lot of. We do other stuff, but we read a lot of books. We watch Netflix. We always recommend series to each other. And then when we're on shift together, or Helen's in, I'll be like, oh, did you watch that? And then everyone in the office will be like, oh, don't give it away because I haven't watched it. So we have to be a bit careful what we say. But yeah, I'd be up for coming on your desert island with you. Thank you.
You'd have to stay quite far away because I know how tanned you get, so I'd probably look really pale compared to you.
I'd probably have to use some of your sun cream. Oh, cool. Thank you for that.
That's all right.
So 2 more things. So just so for some of those who don't know, Helen, and she doesn't mind me saying this, Helen's been on furlough since I think it's March, kind of start of April. So it's quite a long time now. So during that time, your hobbies kind of outside of work, have you had the chance to do more of them, or have you got bored, or have you kind of taken it for advantage, or?
Well, my main hobby outside, obviously working, is netball.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it's a no-go for that. But it's been quite nice. As I was down in London, they started opening up like the courts and stuff, so people can go play tennis. So I have been on the netball courts, like doing a bit of work, but it's not the same as obviously being able to play netball. And then it's quite nice because my housemate came back, and then she plays in the same team as me, so we were able to do a little bit more stuff. But if I'm honest, I've been able to occupy myself okay-ish. Like obviously reading's taken up a big part of my daily life at the moment. And like working out every day, trying to keep myself motivated to work out and be able to do, you know, different things. But it's been a bit boring. Like sometimes, you know, it does get a bit annoying because you're having to do like the same thing day in, day out, and everybody's asking, oh, what have you been up to? And you say nothing because there isn't anything for me to do. But yeah, it's been okay. Like I've been able to occupy myself okay, becoming a bit of a keen baker. Jane's patisseries, for anybody, she is amazing, so I've been doing some of her bakes, and hopefully, you know, when we are able to go back to work, I'll be able to make a few things to bring back to the office.
Oh, that sounds perfect. Good idea. So the last question, just before we wrap up, So what have you missed during, so this is a bit of a 2-3 part question. So what have you missed during lockdown? And are there any surprises or positives or anything that you'll take away, or things that you'd be like, I hated doing that?
What have I missed the most? Oh, I think it's being able to go get my eyebrows done. I think I've missed that the most, if I'm honest with you,
Yeah.
because I do like getting my eyebrows done. And I think it's just being able to like go into the shops normally
Yeah.
instead of having to queue and just have a bit
Yeah.
of normality. I think, you know, to be able to go into Zara or, you know, just a normal shop and
Yeah.
Primark and be able to try things on, and yeah, just a bit of normality about going to the shops. Like I wasn't really that bothered when people are like, oh, the pubs are opening. That
Yeah.
didn't really bother me.
Yeah.
But yeah, just having a bit of normality back into life, that'd be quite nice. What else did you say? Sorry, Leisha, what else was it?
Is there anything, like any positives or anything that you'll take away from this?
Um, I think it's the fact that, you know, having to, like I said, having to find ways to try and keep yourself occupied
Yeah.
as much as possible. And when you're on your own, like you start to think about lots of different things. Like what, obviously, you know, what's going to happen with work, what happens if we go into another lockdown.
Yeah.
And I think it's being able to be strong-minded and,
Yeah.
you know, openly have conversations with people when you're feeling a bit down, if you've had a rubbish day
Yeah.
and you feel it, you know, that everything's going to go wrong. And it's just, yeah, learning to live with the idea that this virus is going to be around for a long time, and this is probably going to be the normality of life. And
Yeah.
being quite independent as well, I think, has been
Yeah.
a big part of it, because I'm obviously back at home now, but before I was in London and I'd been
Yeah.
away from like my parents for basically 4 months and not
Yeah.
being able to see them or anything. But I'm quite an independent person anyway, but it's obviously having that bigger independence that when things like this happen, that your
Yeah.
family isn't around and different
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. It's like you said about normality. I think no one really knows when we're not going to have to queue to go into
Yeah,
shops. And the whole thing around you being really independent, I think that's been a lot for people who have moved, say for example, moved to London, living with their friends, and then they can't go back and see their family. They can't rely on them. I think that's probably a good, again, a positive thing that has come out of it, maybe for some people.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but yeah, perfect. Well, thank you very much, Helen.
It's okay.
It's been a pleasure interviewing you today. And we'll get this sent out for anyone on Vimeo, which there are a few up now. If anyone else wants to be interviewed, give me an email at l.wegg@imperial.ac.uk and I can get you on here. So thank you very much, Helen.
It's okay.